Getting your photos noticed online is getting harder and harder these days. There's so much competition out there. So today I'm going to show you a few tips on how to make your photos stand out from the crowd. My name's Meulen and I'm a South African landscape photographer and Instagrammer living in London. There's never been a harder time to be a photographer. It's a short attention span. People are just scrolling. Like, it's got to stand out for someone to not just scroll past. Or to even get a likes hard these days, you know, people are literally just... Everyone's seeing the locations online and everyone's going to the same spot to take the same image. And it's really hard to find a unique composition or some crazy light to kind of get your own image and to make it stand out. So it's really about putting your own unique stamp on it and shooting the way you want to shoot. So today I'm going to try and show you a few ways that I try and make my images stand out from the crowd and the process that I go through when I'm trying to scout locations and find unique compositions that resonate with myself. If you want your images to stand out, it's really important that when you arrive on location, you don't just settle for the simple and easy shot. My advice would be is to take your time to find a few different angles and to try and find a really strong focal point with a good foreground. So that's what I'm going to try and do now. So I'm here at the first location and I found a nice composition of the rocks here with this sort of rock formation leading you up through here. I've decided to shoot this at about 19mm, and at that focal length it'd be really nice to add a person into the frame just here with the setting sun coming in through this side of the image here. So it's important when you are posing someone that you're posing them with a gap between their legs or their arms separated from their body to really emphasize that it is a human shape. You don't want them standing here like this and just a little sort of solid blob or silhouette of someone. There should be some nice light through here and the person up here really adding that sense of drama to the image. A thing that's really catching on social media is to try and make someone viewing your photo feel like they imagine themselves in that photo or they wish they could be. So at 19mm, the person in the frame is going to look really small, which is going to enhance the drama of the rocks and the whole scene with the dramatic coastline behind me. I'm not going to shoot this shot now because obviously the lighting conditions aren't ideal, but I have my whole composition ready and I know where I'm going to put the person in the frame, so I'll come back when there's nice light around dusk and shoot the shot. So when it comes to gear, I really like to use ultra-wide lenses. It's something that really separates you from the crowd. People are used to seeing iPhones which are roughly 26mm, and choosing a wide angle gives a different perspective on the scene. So for example, it brings the foreground much closer in and exaggerates the size of it whilst pushing the rest of the frame further away and making it smaller. So that's why I like to use a 14-24 Sigma f2.8 as my wide angle of choice. So I've had the lens for just over a year now and I'm really happy with the images it produces. They're really sharp across the frame. And the lens has a front bulbous element, so there is an option that you can put rear ND filters in there. So if you ever want to do long exposures or you're filming, you need to lower the shutter speed, they just slot right in there, which a lot of other lenses don't have. And the build quality is premium. That's why I choose the Sigma 14-24. I found my next composition. We've got the lighthouse as the main focal point in the background there, and then the non-linear kind of leading lines that are going to draw you through the frame all the way up into the main subject. And as well as that, I'm also going to use an ND filter just to try and smooth out some of the water. And then hopefully we can get a few waves splashing up around here. We can capture their motion with a faster shutter speed. What I'm looking for here is some soft light. So I'm going to come back when the sun's a little lower in the sky and try and get the shot then. So the sun's nice and low in the sky now. Everything's set up perfectly for the shot. We've got the composition ready, everything dialed in. I'm going to take a couple of long exposures and then stack them in post. And hopefully everything comes out really nice. So on this image here, the leading lines kind of work in towards the rocks and they create like a zigzaggy line towards the main subject, which is the lighthouse. And by using a slow shutter speed, we've eliminated all the distraction from the side of the image and the water to really draw the viewer's eye up through the scene into the lighthouse at the end. So as you can see, the person on top there really enhancing the rock structure's natural kind of drama and really just enhancing the image as a whole. And by having someone in frame, it can create that sense of adventure that might inspire someone else to go out and explore the countryside around them. Try an ultra-wide angle out for yourself. Try and incorporate leading lines to guide the viewer's eyes through the frame. If you can, add a person in there to add some scale and depth to the image. And most importantly, try and look for those unique angles to separate yourself from the crowd and to try and create unique images.